My name is Josh Mulling. I'm a first year, and I started watching the show because I read the books.
Do you think it's entertaining?
Yes.
Why?
I really enjoy the character development, and then I think the storylines and how they're interwoven are very interesting, and then the violence of the show is definitely an interesting part of it as well.
Could you tell me more about the violence? Why you enjoy watching it?
So I think the violence definitely is uncommon in TV shows or to that level, and I think it adds a very it adds a sense of realism to the show. This middle age type land we're in, that's the level of violence one would expect, and I think the fact that the show doesn't shy away from that. The example of Viserys getting a pot of gold dropped on his head, the flaming hot gold, it's violence to a level that is uncommon in television shows today, but I would expect to be realistic to kind of the time period. So I think it really adds to the show in that regard.
Do you think the show is an inherently feminist show or sexist show, or do you not look at those things when watching TV?
So I don't. I watch film and I watch media for the sense of enjoyment. Personally, I do not often take a critical look at it unless for a class. So I don't. But looking back, I don't think the show is inherently sexist at all. I think you see women in positions of great power throughout the show, whether that be Cersei or Daenerys, and then even the Stark girls in the later seasons, or even in the final season. So I don't think the show is sexist, and I think, I don't think the show is sexist.
But you don't think it's a feminist show either?
I don't think it's feminist because it doesn't go out of its way. I mean, I think it shows that men and women are both capable of horrible evils and deeds, and I think that's true. So I don't think showing that makes it a feminist statement, because you also do have scenes of women being raped and awful things happening to women that I don't think are feminist pillars.
Do you think the show has racist themes?
No. I think you could attribute the show to, I think and I assume the racist point would be the Dothraki horde, is where the contention of race would come up. But I think that's a cultural, here are, the people in Westeros and they have this system of feudalism, which no one likes feudalism, and here the Dothraki, might be seen as uncivilized, but have, their own sort of civilized society. It just doesn't conform to this, the feudalism kind of society. So I don't think the show's racist. You see, and although Tyrion, is, white in the race and part of the feudalist system, he's like a dwarf, and he at one point is, the hand of the king, one of the most powerful positions in, all of the show. So I don't think the show really is racist or disableist or sexist. It almost is like an equalizer, showing everyone is capable of lusting and seizing power and horrible deeds.